Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily Dvar. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Tuesday, the 27th day of May. Here we go. Today, another law about Shavuos, which is rapidly approaching. Now, you probably know that there is a custom for men to stay up all night learning Torah on the night of Shavuos. I need to say a few things about that. First of all, I bet you can tell from the tone what I'm going to say. There are some people who, it's a custom, okay, it's not a law. There are some people in their attempt to try to fulfill this law like to go to all kinds of wild extents to get it done, and sometimes some wrong things happen. For example, there are some groups of people that know that, oh my gosh, learning through the night is going to be such a mind-boggling event that they prepare like a kiddush every hour on the hour, and there's gobs and gobs and gobs of food, and what ends up happening is that there's tons of eating and not so much learning. You have to think this out to yourself and know in advance, is it worth my staying up? I'll give you the halachic considerations. Here's one more. A lot of times when people stay up all night learning and they get groggy, they tend to schmooze a lot, and with the schmoozing comes some lashon hara, speaking bad about other people, God forbid. And that's a terrible sin. You have to factor that in too when you decide, I'm going to stay up all night and learn. How much lashon hara are you going to end up saying? How much are you going to be mavatel, which means get in the way of the learning of some other serious people who really can learn solidly for 5 or 6 hours straight? Should you be ruining their Torah by the schmoozing that you're going to do with them? And lastly, and not leastly, what about the fact that when you stay up all night learning, you're going to be groggy in the morning and your davening is going to go to pot? You're going to say Shema without understanding or concentrating or thinking about one word that you're saying. That's a problem. You're going to be almost giddy as you daven, and that's a problem. You're not supposed to daven to God when you barely know what you're saying or doing. So please think out all those factors, and if you think that you can surmount and get above all of those problems and still manage to have a night filled with Torah, meaningful Torah, no schmoozing, no lashon hara, no ruining other people's Torah, and an appropriate davening in the morning at the end of all of it, if you can do that, then you might want to consider learning on Shavuos night. And last, one more, if when you learn Shavuos night, you're going to sleep all day Shavuos, and you're going to be so groggy through the 2 days of Shavuos that all in all, you're going to learn less Torah than if you had slept an ordinary normal night, that too might be grounds for considering, well, what are you staying up for? Just to prove something? You don't have to prove anything to anybody. Stay up all night learning on Shavuos night if you're going to stay up all night learning and davening properly the next morning. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.